was missing, y'all. So she ends up letting them know that Luna was gone to put the prison on lockdown. I said, lockdown? She's already gone, buddy. I said, what good would lockdown do if she's already at her doggone target? But yeah, I said she's already gone, buddy. And I said, allegedly, so is the baby. Allegedly. Y'all know how they work. She ended up telling Will that she lost the baby due to all the stress and stuff like that, and she was just crying. I said, I don't know how to tell if she telling the truth or not. But yeah, she was crying and stuff. She said she lost the baby, but did she? Did she really? I thought she was gonna lose the baby during the chase or whatever. That's what I thought. But yeah, she was still trying to convince Will your family. I said, well, how that gonna work? Was she planning on manipulating him or something? But yeah, Ivy was still trying to convince Electra to walk away. Bill found out that Luna escaped, so he ends up letting everybody know, including Steffi. Um, they headed to the beach house. Now I don't know if Steffi and Finn going, but I know Bill, Kay, Deacon them is going. And I think the last thing is that Taylor and Daphne were just talking about Steffi. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review with Life Chester for the Bold and Beautiful November 19, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. What y'all think that y'all like the episode. It's getting interesting, but I wasn't expecting her to say she lost the baby. I was not expecting her to say she lost the baby. What the world going on? I said, look, the other day she was just talking to the baby and stuff to my son. First she was saying on one episode the baby that Will was gonna come see them and stuff like that, and then the other day she was talking to the baby. So I was like, so she done lost the baby already. What was the purpose? What was the purpose of this? And I know people, I don't know how Katie's gonna be involved, but people still saying that something's gonna happen to her in some type of way. Luna gonna help. I said, how this gonna work? Cause she gone off the cliff. I said, I don't know. Look, everybody got their own little theories. But yeah, on today's new episode, we're gonna start with Luna and Will. So he still ain't alerted the doggone police, standing up there having a conversation with her. Talking about he don't want to talk about nothing but about the baby and stuff. Luna wants Will to tell her that they'll be a family. She just begging him and stuff like that. Said she risked it all for him and so they could be a family, and she know that she could love him and love is all she ever wanted. I said, girl. But he waited till she turned her head to text Bill or whatever. But Will asks, how's the baby? He says his future is with Electra or whatever. I said, don't antagonize her now. She might go crazy or something. But she ain't do nothing to him. I said, I guess she really love him, huh? Electra ends up saying that Luna won't be an issue anymore. Bill assures Katie that Luna will suffer and pay the price and she gonna rot in prison. Deacon hopes that Luna is reminded of her crimes. She gonna come over there to my son. What's going on? I said, you might want to stay out of this, buddy. Taylor and Daphne were just talking about Steffi and how she's been through so much. And how they don't have to worry about Luna anymore. Once again, the episode was about Luna. The guard finally realizes that Luna is gone. She done went in there to my son. What she said, you ain't no princess. Something, this ain't princess treatment. Something she said. And she used the little, what's the name of the little thing that the police be having, the guards be having and stuff. And she tapped and she realized that she wasn't there. So she ends up leaving out to my son, Luna's gone. Put the prison on lockdown. I said, lockdown? She's gone. You good for nothing, guard. That's it. She's already gone. That's it. She's gone now. But yeah, so that's when later Bill ends up getting a call that she was gone. He ends up finding out that Luna's gone, that she escaped. He ends up telling Katie. So she's like, Will. So they was worried about Will, but not enough to take their tail to the beach house. Not enough to go on to the beach house, because the amount of time he stood his tail up there talking to her, they could have been there already. Then he gonna run out and allow her to run out. I said, really, Will? Someone said, hey, she's in here. Look, I thought he was about to pass out or something, because I was wondering, because I know on the trailer. I know on the trailer, he was talking to Chief Baker now, saying that she went that way or whatever. So I'm like, okay, did something happen? And when he was standing up there after she said that she had lost the baby, he looked like he was about to pass out or something. Why he run out of there? He ran out of there. Someone said, hey, she's in here or whatever. They see, no, she ran up out of there. She ran out of there so fast. But yeah, Chief Baker's supposed to stop him and everything. I said, you might as well. You don't sit your tail up there having a whole conversation with her. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Bill finds out Luna gone. She escaped. Will said his child won't know what Luna did. His child won't even know, who she is or anything about her. His lawyer's gonna handle everything. He gonna get the baby. The baby gonna be loved. The baby gonna have a family this, family that, or whatever. Bill takes Steffi to let her know that Luna escaped, and she started freaking out. She was trying to make sure the kids was okay. She told Taylor. Taylor told Daphne. Katie tells Electra that Luna escaped. Excuse me. Luna admits that she violated Will and took away his choice. I said, about doggone time. Stood to myself, I know you wanted it too. and all this other stuff, trying to make it seem like the man knew what was going on or whatever. She finally admitted she took advantage of him. I said, yeah, call it what it was, cause what Deacon said, she seduced him. I said, I don't think that's what it's called. I said, I don't think that's what it's called, but yeah, okay. But yeah, she admitted that she violated him and took away his choice. She started crying and stuff like that. I said, get to the point. I said, get to the point. Will ends up, after she turned around, started crying, he ends up texting Bill to let him know that Luna was there. So that's when they was like, they had to get there or whatever. And Katie ends up letting Stephanie and them know that she's at Will's. Will tells Luna that she's going back to prison and that's when he gonna get the baby. She started crying again. Well, she ain't never stopped crying, actually. She ends up saying how she lost the baby or whatever. And he turned around and that's when he looked like, I said, what's going on? I said, is he about to pass out or something? He looked like he was upset that she said she lost the baby and everything. Next thing you know, he ran outside because the police sirens was out there. Everybody was out there. It sounded like a whole lot of people was out there, y'all. So he ran out there. Hey, she's in here. And she said, she ran. And he said, Luna, whatever. I said, she gone, buddy. She's gone, buddy. But yeah, that's all that happened, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.